Hi, I've just finished the EFTI and metaTapping training course with Peter and Tamara Don, and my mind is blown. It was just such an inspiring course, and I'm riding high on a +10. I never want to come back down from that. So I just wanted to share some thoughts I have about the course, how brilliant it was, and for anyone who's watching this to urge you to take the next step and actually sign up for the course, or at least do some research to see if it's for you. I was drawn to this particular course because I was introduced to EFTI, or just EFT generally, by a dear friend of mine who thought that they knew the sort of journey that I had been on over the last 6 years, where I've done a lot of work on myself, transformed my life completely. And they just thought that EFT would be something I'd be really interested in. Wow, how right they were. It's just been an amazing few months since I started training, and I'm so grateful for my friend for introducing it to me, but also to Peter and Tamara for the wonderful way in which they have taken me through the training sessions at the different levels in such a beautiful way. I was about to say I was drawn to this particular course because not only does it cover the EFT international syllabus, but it also integrates the meta-tapping techniques, which it supercharges it. They're just amazingly powerful techniques. So for me, this is the only course to do, and also I would say the trainers, Peter and Tamara, have been outstanding. Their expertise shines through. Their style of delivery is just so beautiful and caring and loving and warm. They hold the space for us all on the training course. You never feel rushed. We're asking lots and lots of questions when I'm sure perhaps Peter and Tamara are sort of thinking, oh, we have all this material we need to get through to cover all the course material. But they never rushed us. If there was any questions we wanted to ask, they just trusted that this information was coming up for a reason, and that at that moment in time it needed to be discussed in more detail, and they just went with the flow. And what a beautiful way to deliver a course. And we all felt so totally valued, safe, trusted, and the energy in the training sessions was just a beautiful energy to be surrounded by. So I thank them for that. And not only are they wonderful trainers, but they're beautiful people as well. Warm, kind, loving. They genuinely want to help people to improve their lives, and ultimately for that to spread across the world. So the world needs healing, and we need more people like Peter and Tamara to help us to achieve that. So some highlights. Well, obviously the course itself was a highlight, but the highlights were just generally being around such lovely people. Everyone who signed up for the course that were on the training sessions was so warm and so giving, and shared so much. And I think that, again, that comes down to Peter and Tamara, but creating that safe space for us to be able to share. But they were really beautiful people, and being sort of around such like-minded people for a few days at a time, where you're immersed into this beautiful energy, is just, it's mind-blowing. And for me, that was a huge highlight, is just being around such lovely people for the intensity of the course. It was just lovely. The other highlight, I think, was basically just having my mind blown about how powerful these techniques are. I knew EFT was a lovely modality, but I had no idea just the speed and the depth of healing that can take place if done properly. and it was that was again a highlight for me, was watching the transformation of other trainees in front of me, but also my own transformations as well. So that surprised me, was just how powerful this modality is. And regarding myself, I did make some breakthroughs, and two in particular that I'll share. One was that over the level 3 and 4 part of the course, I discovered through this technique, this protocol, that there were some ancestral issues that I got back to and connected with, which made me realise that some of the beliefs I have about money and abundance have not just come from me or my parents, but actually go back many generations. So I was able to go back and start the healing process of that to try and help my own beliefs about money and abundance, because I need to break that cycle and give my daughter permission to have a much more positive attitude towards that, because I don't want to pass that on. So so being able to break that cycle and being motivated to do it, not just for myself but for my daughter's sake, was a great breakthrough for me. The second breakthrough I had was just being able to surrender and to trust in life, and to trust deeply in myself, that I am enough, that what I'm doing right here, right now, is what I'm meant to be doing. I always grew up with this attitude that we set a goal, and then we set some milestones along the way to the goal. So the path, the journey, is all mapped out in advance. But of course, life never works like that, does it? Because life throws us a curveball, knocks us off the path, and then we think, oh God, this always happens to me. I never seem to be able to get what I want, and then we beat ourselves up about it. So being able to change that mindset, that way of thinking, into one where, you know what, all I need to know is the next step. So I'll just take that step, and then maybe the step after that will become apparent after that. But I don't need to know the whole journey. I'll just take one step at a time, and trust that I'm on the right path. And it's all to do with flow and how it feels. So I've kind of tuned in more to that now through this course. I've tuned into knowing whether something feels right or not. And that's an amazing tool to have as you journey through life. Is knowing when the resistance is there, it probably means that perhaps that's not the direction we need to be going in. Because if we're going in the right direction, if we're going with the flow of the energy in the universe, then it shouldn't be so resistant. Or if there is resistance, then try to identify what that resistance is, and heal that part of yourself to enable you to move forward again. So it's an amazing tool for just self-growth and journeying through life. And for that, I'll be forever grateful. If you're watching this video at the moment and you're considering doing EFT, and maybe training in it for whatever reason, you might want to be a practitioner, you might want to just do it for your own purposes or to help family and friends, I cannot recommend highly enough this course that I've just done with Peter and Tamara. I don't think you'll find a better, you won't find better trainers, and I don't think you'll find a better structure of course, because as I say, the meta-tapping integrated in with the EFTI just supercharges the whole process and makes it extremely powerful, and yet gentle as well, gentle and safe. So we can deal with all sorts of major issues and traumas from in our life and in our past, and you can go back to ancestral traumas as well, and we can actually tackle all of those and heal them with this gentle, safe approach that is so powerful it blows your mind. So whatever you decide, I wish you well on your journey, and all the best for the future. Namaste.